this is the crazy story. So you've said, yes, I'll do Grizzly 2 Revenge, which, by the way, also stars George Clooney and
Laura Dern.
Yeah. So there a lot of great talent came out of Grizzly 2. And the Bear has gone on to
he has.
Now he's
got that whole honey company. That's stupid. That was stupid.
He's the Paul Newman of
I love it.
That
was useless.
He's the Paul Newman of honey.
Yeah.
All profits go to me. But you say you're going to do that. And then you get this call that they want you to be the star of The Karate Kid.
That happened, yes.
And take it.
So I think it was on a Friday, and I went and I auditioned with Avildsen, correct? We have a research team here. Yeah, with John Avildsen. Yeah. And I thought the audition was a disaster.
Right.
And it was the scene where he wakes up from the beating of the bullies, right? Yep. And he wakes up to this this mystical sensei, right? Yeah. And so to Pat Morita.
Yeah.
And then the dialogue was kind of stilted and didn't really have any kind of flow, and like it did in that scene, but it's not supposed to. That's kind of their first encounter, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So there should be a little tentative
exactly.
Yeah.
And I thought I tanked it, and I on the drive home, I was like, all right, let's just park that and just do better next time, and I get to Glennis Liberty's apartment in Santa Monica. She was my very first agent, right? Who actually got her agent's license because I decided that I was going to become an actor.
Wow.
You know, and she was a friend of my mom's, but she worked for Pollock and Redford, and she knew her way around. And so we would usually have like a chalk talk at the end of the day of auditions and stuff like that. And she was on the street looking for me, and I thought somebody had died. And I pull up, and she runs right up to me, and she's crying and babbling and just so excited. I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, slow down. What's going on? And she said, they need you in karate training on Monday.
You got the part.
Well, I'm like, well, hold on. Today's Friday. So, and she's like, yes, you're going to be the Karate Kid. It's like the biggest film in town, right? And I'm like, okay, but I have to, I got the thing with the bear. I got the Predator thing.
And where is that shooting? That shooting in Budapest?
Budapest, yeah. And not when it's cool to be in Budapest,
Yeah.
And so she said, well, I'm sure there's a way to get you out of that. And what should I tell them? And I said, I just tell them that maybe if we could just have the weekend, So I took the weekend and went to Dad, and I said, hey, I got this amazing opportunity, a career-making move, this giant movie that I think is, it's got hit written all over it. It's a game changer. And he says, and I said, so help me out. Give me a cool way to get out of the Grizzly thing. And he didn't even offer anything in that regard. He just said, well, so you gave them your word, right? And I'm like,
the Grizzly people.
Yeah. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's the thing with the bear in Budapest. It's totally forgettable. Anyone can get eaten by a bear, Dad, right? And he's like,
I've narrowly beat out a side of ham.
Exactly. And he said, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about that, one big film is in this business is not going to carry you as far as being known as a man of their word. So I had to sell that to Glennis, and she was like, "Yeah, have you lost your mind?" And then after a while, she agreed with Pop.
How was it when Karate Kid comes out and it's huge? That must have stung a little bit.
A lot of it.
Did you go and
a lot of it?
Did you go and see it in the theater with the bear? I picture both of you. Oh, you fucked up. It's just got a big paw.
Exactly.
You're taking more than your share. You're splitting up.
They offered me the part of Miyagi.
The bear could have been Miyagi. This is great. The bear was supposed to be Miyagi. You were supposed to be
amazing.
Ralph Macchio. The whole thing's
amazing.
fucked.
Oh my God.
But he went with, everyone just sees me as the thing that chases people and eats things because I'm a bear. But anyway.
I saw it in the movie theater, on a Friday night. And it was interesting. It was a strange mashup of intense jealousy, right? And missed opportunity, all that stuff. But add to that relief.
Mm-hmm.
There was a relief, and I don't know how to explain what that was about. I think Ralph was so freaking good in that movie, right?
Yep.
That I was looking at ways like, how would I have done that differently? How would I have done that at all?
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, okay, I think I kind of dodged a bullet here. I don't think they would have filmed the whole movie with me. I think they would have been like, okay, cool. No, you gave it a hell of an effort, kid. But,
Yeah. But also, classic thing that you get when you're, I've had that experience at my age now where I can look back, the things that I missed out on that I was convinced were essential to me moving ahead, that devastated me at the time.
Sure.
Now I see them and I go, well, they don't fit this arc that I have at all.
Interesting.
They just don't.
Interesting, yeah.
And you could not, if I got in a time machine, on my way here today, there was some street work, so I had to pass my old apartment on Cochrane. I had a $380 a month apartment, 1986. I lived on the first floor way in the back. I looked out on an alley and I passed that apartment. I always slow down if I'm in that neighborhood and look at that apartment.
Wow.
Because it was going to sound weird, but I almost feel like there's a ghost of me from 1985 I used to sit on the steps of of that apartment complex and think like, how am I going to make this thing work? I don't know.
Wow.
And so every now and then I'm like, I'm on my way to go talk to Charlie Sheen, and I've had a pretty good run, but I'll stop and sort of honor that moment at that apartment at that time. And if I could talk to that guy now and say, trust me, the gig where it's between you and another guy to go work, be a writer performer for Letterman, and you didn't get it, and they only hire like one person every 3 years, and that you're not going to be on that boat. I still think that kid would have said, you're out of your mind. That was my chance and it's over. Wow. I'm not going to make it.
Right.
And I've had like 9 of those, but then you look at it later on and you go, no, you weren't supposed to do Karate Kid.
Wasn't supposed to happen. No. And
because that choice changes other choices. So then you're not going to get Platoon. You're not going to get You're not going to get Wall Street. You're not going to get none of those things happen if you do.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not. And following like that amazing in theater experience with the Karate Kid as we know it, I didn't work for like 8 months after that. And then I started writing stories about, okay, gosh, maybe they've tried to blackball me because I said no to their big event franchise film, and then because it just so that sort of compounded the funk that left me in,